following video is definitely going to contain a lot of ranting, a lot of criticism, a good amount of negativity. I just want my viewers to know before watching this video that I am very respectful of everyone's opinions. I have nothing against anybody who may be a fan of the stuff that's going on in WWE that I'm about to rant of. I have nothing against any of it. So I do not want anybody to feel offended if they disagree completely with everything I'm about to say. So a couple weeks ago, I did a video stating my honest opinion about Roman Reigns. It was a video to somewhat kind of endorse him a little bit, stating a positive as a reason why, to me, it's okay for him to win the title at WrestleMania, even though, once again, he's being booked in a situation that has Vince McMahon pretty much saying, "Wah ha ha ha, screw you all, this is what we're gonna do." But that's Roman Reigns. I get the fact that he's a good talent, and yes, he definitely gets to his opportunities in a terrible way of booking. That's the booking's fault, not Roman's. But we have to talk about this man. So, my good friend on YouTube, Hassan the Mighty, suggested me doing a rant video recently on one of my live reviews. And I took a thought, okay, sure, what am I going to rant about? Because the last rant video I made was not a wrestling video. It was a rant video on the Pittsburgh Pirates about a year and a half ago. So this is me going to rant again. And before I did this video, I looked up some more information about this person because I wanted to be sure that, I wanted to see where he was coming from in the first place. Because I do not know this person personally outside of his character in the wrestling ring. Now, this video is not me directing myself to the man himself, whatever the heck his real life name is. I apologize, I cannot pronounce it. But this character, the WWE, has got to get out of the spotlight. They're putting a spotlight on somebody that they literally tried to make, as a professor of mine once stated when he saw some footage I messed up. You're trying to make gold from poop. And that's exactly what happened last year to Jinder Mahal. So let's go over this. Jinder Mahal was an FWC. I don't think he did much down there. Brought up to the main roster to, work with Great Khali or something like that. And then he was just basically jobbing for life. And then he teamed up with 3MB, with him, Heath Slater, and Drew McIntyre. And then, of course, McIntyre and Mahal would both get released in 2014, shortly after that whole stupid little feud between Hornswoggle and El Torito. Anyways, Mahal apparently, went wrestle on the independents. But during the 2 years he was gone from WWE, apparently he hit rock bottom. The man himself, like not Jinder Mahal the character, but the guy who plays Jinder Mahal hit rock bottom. And but then he definitely eventually, got help. He snapped out of his issues, and then he started working out again, and he eventually got re-signed to WWE. Bring him back, and I'll be honest, before I did this video, I did not know that. So it made me in some ways feel a little bit more sympathetic towards Jinder, whatever Jinder's real life name is. It made me feel sympathetic for him. But I'm sorry. I'm honestly sorry. If WWE at this point that badly wants to help Jinder Mahal live his dream, I mean, here's the thing also. When Jinder first got this big push last year, at first I was already sour because I was not a fan of Jinder at all. I didn't like him. I wasn't being sold by him at all when he was on Raw. And then they throw him on SmackDown, all the treat him like he's such a big deal, when he was just on Superstars and Main Event for the most part when he was on Raw. And that was it. And then all of a sudden, he was the runner-up in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, which I didn't understand that at all why at the time, but now it makes sense to me because they were getting ready to give him a big push. And I remember last year for the Superstar Shakeup, I'm thinking, okay, this was before Road Dogg took over. This was around the time I felt, oh, SmackDown really does do a good job of building up stars. What do they take guys like, Rusev or Curtis Axel or Bo Dallas, a few others I'm trying to think about off the top of my head or even like, Enzo and Cass at the time since they weren't split up yet. Like guys like that who had the potential to be good stars and put them on SmackDown and make them into something bigger. They did take a good amount of stars, moved over to SmackDown. I thought these are good moves as well. Gave some people like the New Day and Charlotte some fresh feuds to deal with as well. And instead, of course, Road Dogg took over, and it all went downhill. But the one man that he was destined to make a star was Jinder Mahal. Okay, so when Jinder first moved over, before he won the #1 contendership for the WWE Championship, I had heard rumors of him getting a little bit of a mid-card push at least. My thing was at this point now, okay, back then, if they wanted to at least, build him up and give him a run with the U.S. title since that was being moved over, I'm like, okay, build him up, start down there. But they literally took a guy that they were having all the way down at the bottom to being the biggest face on the brand, just like that. And I'm sorry, but the 6, 7, 8 weeks, however many weeks it was in between WrestleMania and Backlash last year, when Jinder won the title off of Randy, that was not long enough at all to have somebody literally, go from being absolutely a complete jobber to winning the WWE Championship against Randy Orton, a future Hall of Famer. Now, the rumors were apparently that, and I keep hearing that it was supposed to be Rusev being the one taking the title off of Randy Orton at Money in the Bank. But then, reading this thing now about how apparently Jinder was depressed and whatnot, they wanted to give him the title, and since his character, now the real life Jinder is Canadian, but the character is from India, and they were gonna make a tour. They had that whole little India tour, that India show. That was a Raw specific show, keep in mind. Be all about Jinder. And that's why they gave him the title. They wanted to make him, a big star just for that trip. It did not work. I'm sorry. It didn't. So when they gave Jinder the title at Backlash, at first I'm thinking, this can't go on that long. They're giving us a little bit of a test, an experiment. Like, this can't go on long. Randy's taking the title right back off him and Money in the Bank, and probably setting up for, AJ to take it. Well, AJ's in the U.S. title for the time, or for somebody else to take it off of him. Like, maybe, I don't know. And if Jinder even holds on to it that long, he's not going to hold on to it past SummerSlam. So, at first, I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. I'm giving it a chance, because once again, we want WWE to build new stars. And even though it was Jinder Mahal, somebody who it was obvious that, is just loaded up on the inside, and but was still doing nothing but just jobbing on Main Event and Superstars. Those shows, they may watch those. Nope, not me. And they give him the title, and at first, again, I was okay with it. The Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal feud was not that great, but to me, I'm just like, whatever. They're bringing out this whole new side. They're trying to do it again with India and whatnot. An Indian wrestler being champion, bring that Punjabi prison. I'm like, it all sucked, but I'm like, at the time, like, whatever. Okay, we've done this. It's ran its course. This has got to be it. Shinsuke Nakamura beat John Cena clean on an episode of SmackDown to become the #1 contender to face Jinder at SummerSlam. So, like, okay, this has got to be it right here. You're not going to have Shinsuke Nakamura, one of the hottest stars in NXT over the past year, who's just recently brought up to the main roster. You're not going to have him lose to Jinder freaking Mahal. That's where it's like, okay, guys, all right, that's enough. Okay. And now this is where it's going, okay, guys, stop right here. And then he loses. Shinsuke lost to Jinder Mahal the same exact way Randy Orton did how many times? And not only that, Randy beat Jinder clean on an episode of SmackDown Live in a grudge match just like 2 weeks after Battleground. So we had Jinder go in there looking like a fool, being just, the weak looking heel champion by not able to beat anybody clean at all by having help from the Singh brothers and the freaking Great Khali. Why did WWE think that was a good idea? To bring back the Great Khali. The Punjabi prison match was bad enough the way it was. But bringing back the Great Khali just put the icing on the cake. What was the point of bringing him back? Yes, he was the one who's the founder of the Punjabi prison match. But that match completely sucks. This is a wrestling show, not an obstacle course show. And that's all the Punjabi prison was. You had to climb over 2 layers. This is not a reality show. This is not Survivor. I remember that because I've been watching Survivor now, but that's the reason why I hate it. Not only that, you couldn't even see in there. So it wasn't meant to be a wrestling match. It's just an escape at whatever you want to call it. So I was already like, okay, this has got to be it now. I was just done with that. Shinsuke, just take the title off of Jinder. I would have been even okay if it wasn't a SummerSlam worthy match, but I would have been okay if John Cena beat Jinder Mahal at SummerSlam for the title. I would much rather have seen that than what John Cena did to Baron Corbin at SummerSlam last year. Honestly, he cut Baron's momentum off just like that. I would have rather seen Baron Corbin in this position than Jinder Mahal. Because this is where the feud really got me ticked off. Jinder beat Shinsuke. Well, not clean, but he beat him at SummerSlam. Made Shinsuke look like a fool. Made him look like an idiot. The guy you literally had as the hottest thing going in NXT for the past year, because the main roster has a not bad feud with Dolph Ziggler, and then he's in Money in the Bank. He gets stuck in a little bit of a feud that kind of probably backed both Shinsuke and Corbin back into the wall because they both needed the momentum at the time. Corbin has Money in the Bank, and Shinsuke, being up as a new star. You have him beat John Cena clean on an episode of SmackDown, and you have him lose to Jinder freaking Mahal? A guy who is not even close to being on Shinsuke's level at all. That's where I'm like, okay, this is starting to become like, Nikki Bella's longest Divas Championship title feud. Which again, I like Nikki Bella, but I'm sorry, that title reign should not have lasted as long as it did. And the reason why I do not like that title run because it was meant just to spite AJ Lee. But I'm not going to be talking about that. Getting back to freaking Jinder. So then, this is where things go really south. Because before then, this time, like, okay, he's not bad on the microphone. I even said that to one of my friends one day. I said, Jinder's not too bad on the microphone, at least in my opinion. He cuts decent promos, but he's just not cutting it for me. Like, this is starting to get too long. This is where, and Robbie, if you watch this video, this was the time where Jinder started cutting these promos that make them look absolutely oblivious, and it has people like me sitting on my couch watching going, is this the best you got? Because when Jinder Mahal was going to be facing Shinsuke again at Hell in a Cell for the WWE Championship after Nakamura beat Randy Orton in a No One Contenders match, that whole feud was built around Jinder Mahal making fun of Shinsuke Nakamura's facial expressions on a Titantron. I'm sorry, repeat that again. A WWE Championship match between one of the hottest stars in NXT the previous year and in New Japan Pro Wrestling against a champion who 4 months earlier couldn't even tie the shoes of the current WWE champion, Bray Wyatt, and Randy Orton, even though Randy Orton's title run was kind of bland when he won it off of Bray Wyatt. Randy Orton on any day would make a heck of a lot better champion than Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal is now cutting promos about Shinsuke Nakamura's face, just making fun of it for no reason. Is that the best you got? How are we supposed to take you seriously now as champion? How are we supposed to believe you are a true star? Because to me, that is pretty much myself, who, I'm not the worst athlete in the world, but I'm definitely nowhere close to being a WWE superstar, putting this title on saying that I'm the champion and I can make fun of someone's face as much as I could. Really, it's like, you're in middle school and that bully tries to make fun of you. And they try making fun of, just something very little. I'm like, dude, there is worse things you can insult me for. Is this the best you got? And as I said in the year in review video with Dan and Robbie last year, I would have been really ticked off, which thank goodness that did not happen, if Shinsuke Nakamura would have confronted Jinder on a level of anger he was the year before when Shinsuke was feuding with Samoa Joe, when Samoa Joe was doing that whole thing when he was causing all that rampage on NXT to get another shot and get his championship back off of Shinsuke Nakamura. Remember? Bring me Nakamura or give me my championship! And Joe went out of his way to make sure Nakamura was not healthy enough to defend that title in 30 days. That's another thing. The main roster is not consistent about that rule at all. And then Shinsuke came back and finally just got his and gave Joe his comeuppance for what he did to him. That is the properly way Shinsuke should be angry. Shinsuke, of course, did not take this seriously with him making fun of his face, which led to Shinsuke saying, "Well, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." And then again, Shinsuke lost to Jinder. And now look at this. We're getting Shinsuke Nakamura taking on AJ Styles for the WWE Championship in 18 days at WrestleMania 34. And I do not blame people at all. Besides Shinsuke having a great performance in the Royal Rumble match, there has been nothing WWE has done to help Shinsuke to recover from just this terrible feud that happened between him and Jinder Mahal. And then, worst off, don't forget, guys, we almost had Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series until they put the title on AJ 2 weeks beforehand. And then they had the rematch at Clash of Champions, which, keep in mind this, Survivor Series was an okay pay-per-view the way it was. I think I gave like a B-, something like that. It was still, despite the fact the main event was bland and the 5-on-5 tag matches were bland, even though the women's one I like because it did at least give Asuka, a great upper hand, how to eliminate 3 people and being the sole survivor. I like that. But imagine we would have gotten Brock and Jinder. That would have been it would have been just like Brock Lesnar in a squash match. We have Brock Lesnar and AJ Styles. I do give crap to Brock Lesnar because I feel like at times he just does not care anymore. Him and AJ made each other look $1 million in that match. Imagine that match did not happen. Survivor Series could have sucked completely. I'm sorry, but it definitely could have, I thought. It could have been at least an average show, in my opinion. And then we have the rematch, which I'll give it the best match I think Jinder Mahal had in this whole time in the main event scene was his match with AJ Styles at Clash of Champions. That wasn't too bad of a match, but he was facing a guy like AJ Styles who knows how to carry a match pretty darn well. But here's the part that ticks me off most. That stupid tour in India happened. The show that, we're supposed to be making Jinder Mahal look great for, he came out in some big fancy-looking red robe or whatnot, and he faced Triple H. And he lost to Triple H. And Triple H apparently said afterwards the reason why is because Jinder Mahal is just not ready yet for the main event scene. If he's not ready, then why did you put him in this position in the first place? Why did you take this chance on a guy that was literally rock bottom? Again, as I said at the beginning of this video, as my one professor in college would say, you tried to make gold from poop. Literally. With Jinder Mahal. Again, we're all about building new stars, but the WWE took a took a stupid gamble and to put this guy in the main event scene, a guy who nobody gave a crap about. I am sorry, no offense. I never gave a crap about Jinder Mahal, but I was trying so hard to at least give this man a chance, and it was not working. The first couple months, I'm like, okay, all right, you've done your thing, now let's stop. And then SummerSlam, okay, guys, stop. I just want to, guys, stop. That's exactly what it was to me, to see Jinder Mahal just pretty much bring down the legacies of all these other superstars because they're making him look great all of a sudden, but as soon as he's not champion anymore, he's complete garbage once again. Because when he dropped the WWE Championship, like, okay, let's at least give him a shot in the mid-card scene. And I am sorry, but I instantly realized that this is not Jinder, even in the mid-card scenes, is not going to appeal to me at all either. Because he kept cutting promos on the level oblivious and stupid as the promos of him making fun of Shinsuke's face was, and I'm like, this is the same exact thing as he was in the main event scene. It's not going to work. But the WWE will not quit on it because he's in a random triple threat US title match at WrestleMania that better be on the freaking pre-show against two guys who are most deserving of being on WrestleMania. It could be a great one-on-one US title match between Bobby Roode and Randy Orton. But no, you have to throw in Jinder Mahal there and make it a typical heel versus two baby faces feud. Like, the one with, the IC title, it's going good. I'm loving it. But you're having Jinder Mahal try to poke fun at Randy Orton for, taking so long to win the US title and Bobby Roode winning it after being in WWE just for a cup of coffee. And also that stupid top 10 list that just completely went over our heads because they explained the rules, and the following week it did not come out that way because it was more of just the rankings of who are the best on SmackDown Live and not the top 10 superstars who deserve deserve opportunities that they said the week before. This whole feud with Randy Orton and Bobby Roode, just the two of them, could be good. It could be great. As I said before, it started off simple and perfect with Fastlane, minus the whole Jinder Mahal stuff. Randy Orton just wanted a shot for the US title against Bobby Roode because that's the only title that's eluded him in his career. And at Fastlane, they could set up some type of angle. Heck, Robbie even suggested the idea of, what if let's say this way, if it was a multiple person match at Fastlane, a scramble match or something like that, and Bobby Roode just took a sneaky way out to try to retain his title, even if it was, Bobby Roode turning heel, or even if Randy Orton, would turn heel afterwards, one of two, it would at least lead to a match, just take it to the next level, like it was for, AJ Styles and Chris Jericho in 2016 with their feud. That's the same, well, not the exact same story, but the same, blueprint you could have laid out for a similar storyline between Bobby Roode and Randy Orton. But no, this feud is all about Jinder Mahal poking fun between these two, and he gets a title match at WrestleMania. Why? Just because. This man should not be on a main card match at WrestleMania. I'm serious. This is the only match for WrestleMania that I do not care about. I don't want to see this match. This triple threat match that's just going to make me so mad. Jinder better not even win. Honestly, I'm thinking maybe Bobby Roode could win the US title back, but I'm thinking they're going to leave it on Randy Orton because I do think Randy Orton needs to go to Raw after WrestleMania. And if they're going to swap titles again like they did last year with the Intercontinental and US title, sure, since, I'd say either Finn or Seth are probably going to win the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania, or even if The Miz retains and wants to go to SmackDown and him and Daniel Bryan can finally have that match that was being teased after all that tension being built between them on Talking Smack in 2016, sure. But I see them swapping brands again, and I would like to have Bobby Roode still stay on SmackDown, in my opinion, but don't give it, heck, no, don't put the title on Jinder. put him back on Raw, and put him back where he was before this whole thing even started. If the WWE desperately want to make Jinder Mahal a star, then this time around, it didn't work. You have to start this man from scratch if you want to make him a legitimate star to take seriously, not cutting promos about Shinsuke's face for a WWE title feud. That's all that feud was about. That's all it was about. And just like this US title match, it's just Jinder Mahal poking fun at Randy Orton and Bobby Roode, who respect each other. No, this should be a feud between Bobby Roode and Randy Orton, with one of them turning heel for a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. Jinder can be in the honorary giant again for all I care. I don't care, but he should not be getting a US title match. WWE, I'm sorry. You tried, it did not work. And if you want to make Jinder Mahal a star, you have to start over and start from scratch. Again, I understand the path he had to go through to get back to WWE, but you rushed this man to the main event scene. Really, there's so many other superstars. Rusev should have had that title run. Now Rusev's just the latest Wade Barrett, because you have a gimmick that's getting over, but the WWE is being too stubborn to turn him babyface. So after WrestleMania, hopefully after Jinder does not win this US title match, they think about definitely at least start if they want to have this guy be a big star again someday, you gotta start him back from scratch, because this is just not working. It isn't working, and it's really hurting your product, giving this guy how many opportunities to be in the spotlight. Heck, even if he was involved in this feud and he was not in the spotlight, it'd be a little bit more forgiving. But this feud is circled around no one else except for Jinder Mahal. Randy Orton and Bobby Roode have no momentum in the storyline at all because of this. If it was the two of them, this feud would be great. But no. The Jinder Mahal experiment is continuing in the mid-card division, and it's the same stuff we're getting from the WWE Championship Edition. Road Dogg, Vince, Kevin Dunn, whoever is watching this video, you cannot turn poop into gold. It's not possible. Yes, it's possible to make Jinder Mahal a star someday, but you can't turn him into gold right away. You got to build him back up. If you wanted to make him this big star for that India tour, you should have at least given him a good mid-card run first, and not throw him into the main event scene right away. That was a huge mistake, and it also caused SmackDown Live to go downhill. But guys, I think I've said all I need to say and get off my chest about Jinder Mahal. Again, all respect to the man himself. And again, I didn't want to be as harsh in this rant based off that stuff I read on Wikipedia about him hitting rock bottom in his brief time away from WWE. But I'm sorry, man. I think your character needs to start from scratch again and get built up into something more seriously than what it is right now. So I do wish Jinder Mahal the best of luck in the future. Hoping maybe someday WWE can prove me wrong and prove that Jinder Mahal can be a true star. But this character you have for him right now is just not working, and it is just driving me bananas. Literally, every time he comes out, I polish these double deuces right here, and I put them up. I'm not going to do it right here, right now, because I got detention for doing that in high school. But that's my rant, guys. Leave me your honest opinion about Jinder Mahal. What do you think? Again, if you're a Jinder Mahal fan, though, and you've enjoyed this run, I completely respect that. This is just me voicing my opinion. I like to hear yours as well. I'm not going to bash anybody who disagrees with me. I respect my fans and everybody else's, opinions as well. I never want to come across as that. But I just want to do this rant video and give out my honest opinions on Jinder Mahal. So once again, guys, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure to click my like and subscribe for more content on this channel as always, and follow me on Twitter at DemandAirBro93. I'm checking out. I'll see you guys later. Peace.